I told you so. I told you so. I've been telling everybody, Chrystul Kizer is a dangerous woman. And guess what? While out on bail, she's gotten into trouble once again. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With cold, blunt analysis, cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
Okay, the headline reads, Chrystul Kizer, accused of killing Kenosha man, now facing felony bail jumping charges. The Milwaukee woman, out on $400,000 cash bond in a high-profile Kenosha homicide and arson case, was charged this week with numerous counts of felony bail jumping. And if you recall, she was bailed out by this nonprofit organization out of Chicago who raised the money for her. Now, I don't know if they're going to end up forfeiting their bond or not. I don't know what the laws are regarding that. Chrystul Kizer was charged Monday in Kenosha County Circuit Court with 4 counts of felony bail jumping stemming from her alleged actions earlier this month in Milwaukee. She was also charged in Milwaukee County with 1 count of disorderly conduct, a misdemeanor. Warrants were issued for her arrest in both Kenosha and Milwaukee. Kizer, now 23, spent nearly 2 years in jail before activist groups raised hundreds of thousands of dollars in 2020 for her release. Keep in mind, she was bailed out for $400,000 for murdering a man, while Kyle had to post $2 million for killing 2 people. The typical bond is $1 million per murder, so she got it good there, even though she was black. I thought that wasn't supposed to happen. As a condition of her bond, Kizer was instructed not to commit any crimes. 1 count of felony bail jumping is for alleged battery in Milwaukee on January 7th. The 2nd count is for alleged disorderly conduct that day. The 3rd count is for allegedly resisting an officer. The final count is for allegedly failing to update her address with the court, according to a criminal complaint, and that one should be dropped. Sorry, but they didn't do anything with Kyle about that, and they shouldn't do it with Chrystul. As Judge Schroeder said, failing to update an address with the court is a really common deal, and they typically do not assign any punishment for such a thing, and they shouldn't do it for her. Last week, a trial date was set for her 2018 first-degree intentional homicide, a Class A felony that carries a penalty of life in prison. Kizer is accused of killing Randall Volar, a 34-year-old Kenosha man who prosecutors admit had been preying on Kizer and other underage girls. I have covered this a lot. I think I have about 20 videos on the Chrystul Kizer case, by the way. And when this first broke, I was actually a big defender of hers and even publicized her GoFundMe to raise money for her bail. But the more and more I learned about her, the more I started to realize she's a dangerous person who murdered Randall Volar to steal his car. Kizer was 17 at the time she was charged and is accused of shooting Volar in the head twice and then setting his house at 7732 14th Avenue on fire. Kizer then allegedly fled in his car. Kizer also faces felonies of taking and driving a vehicle without consent. How that is not car theft, I have no idea. It's not like he was expecting her to return the car to him. He was dead. Arson of a building without the owner's consent, felony bail jumping, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon for her alleged actions on June 5th, 2018. What she was not charged with was deliberate attempt to tamper with evidence, but as I said in an earlier video, I couldn't even find a statute that covers it, so maybe that's not illegal. And the possession of a firearm, the person who gave her the firearm, which was her boyfriend, he's never been charged, even though she told him that she was going to use the gun to kill Volar. Holy cow. Hey, Dominic, you hearing this? The case has been making its way through the court system for more than 5 years. In 2022, the Supreme Court of Wisconsin ruled that Kizer would be able to use an affirmative defense for any offense committed as a direct result of having been trafficked as part of her defense. And I've been telling you, when she was first arrested, she claimed she didn't even know who Volar was, and then they proved that she did. Then she changed her argument to self-defense until they showed her evidence that she shot him in the back of the head while he was sitting down. She then changed it to the human trafficking deal because her new legal team told her that if she did, she could get off. I see no evidence that Randall Volar trafficked her, but we'll see. I've been telling you, she's a dangerous person. What they didn't tell you in this article was that she was convicted of auto theft on the same day she went down and killed Volar to steal his car. She not only shot him in the back of the head, but then she bragged about it on social media after the fact. And while she was stealing his car and picking up her friends, she took selfies while in the car. She has no problem killing people. And in my opinion, and you could say whatever you want, but if she is actually freed, at some point, she's going to murder another person. She's not the little innocent lamb violin player that the media tried to portray her as. She is just another typical violent thug, and she's going to end up in prison at some point for something else, even if she somehow beats this rap. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.